Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Alan West, Executive Director of the National Center for Policy Analysis. I'll be speaking at the Yellowstone County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on May the 19th, and you're invited to come. Now more than ever, our country stands at a critical juncture. I'll be talking about how the decisions we make and actions we take now will decide what kind of America we leave to our children. You can get tickets at YellowstoneGOP.org, and I'll see you there.
Call or email your Livin Large Larry Live show ideas. Larry@livinlargelarry.com and 1-888-858-1408.
All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. Smoky haze over Billings, Montana this morning, likely caused coming from the Alberta, Canada fire. And we'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes. All kinds of blinds in Billings, temperature check, and 56 detailed forecast is coming up. LivinLargeLarry.com. From the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. We're live on YouTube. All kinds of blinds, MT.com. Cellular blinds, looking for vertical blinds or those woven woods, or if you have an idea how to dress up your window, but you need the experts, then talk to All Kinds of Blinds. And for security window film, All Kinds of Blinds has that for you as well. All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, All Kinds of Blinds, MT.com, and they have a great service area around the metropolitan area of Billings, Montana too. All Kinds of Blinds, MT.com. Our replay sponsor on Livin Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Smoky haze over Billings as we are live on YouTube this morning. LivinLargeLarry.com as you broadcast from the Red Line Computer Studios across from Goodwill Store in West Billings, Montana. Smoky haze likely coming from the fire that apparently is human-caused in Alberta, Canada, where over 80,000 have evacuated the province. And that's where the smoky haze most likely is coming from over Billings. So if you have to work outdoors today, make sure you have one of those masks handy. And it is noticeable this morning. It'll be a lot cooler on Friday compared to earlier in the week. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings, locally owned, and across from Shopco. 5 to 8 p.m. weekday happy hour. Each sandwich $5 at Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. Mainly in the 60s and 70s for the next several days. For daytime highs, chance of showers, maybe some afternoon thunderstorms, off and on for the weekend. And the smoke-filled air likely coming from the fire in Alberta, Canada. And then ahead for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it looks to be in the 60s. Complete forecast 3 to 5 days ahead at LivinLargeLarry.com. Click on the weather tab at the homepage. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco, locally owned. And happy hour 5 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. All sandwiches are $5. Delivery as well, even up to one sandwich. Ask about graduation parties coming up too with Top Sandwich Company.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Alan West, Executive Director of the National Center for Policy Analysis. I'll be speaking at the Yellowstone County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on May the 19th, and you're invited to come. Now more than ever, our country stands at a critical juncture. I'll be talking about how the decisions we make and actions we take now will decide what kind of America we leave to our children. You can get tickets at YellowstoneGOP.org, and I'll see you there.
If you're interested in learning the current value of your home, call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, free market analysis, 690-5902. If you have not tried cryotherapy, then here in Billings you can now since last July. Cindy Graff and her staff at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4. If you're an athlete or if you just work out, if you're elderly and have the aches and pains, try cryotherapy. If you log on to the website, you'll learn a lot about what cryotherapy is all about and how it can help you as well. N2 Cryotherapy in Billings, n2cryo.com. Probably time for your 6-week haircut, right? Trained professionals, and there's barbershops all over the place, but if you want trained professionals and the work done right, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, Main Billings Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 10 minutes, $10 haircuts, and other services as well. Through Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in Billings Heights, and a proud major sponsor of the 2016 Billings Wolves, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com, temperature check in 56.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
From the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, off of King and 29th Street West in Billings, Montana. Streaming worldwide, you are. Thank you for checking us out on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app. We've had some YouTube challenges the last off and on for the last week and a half, and we think that we have it all engineered and taken care of. So the YouTube is live now, and then it should be audio and video for the YouTube podcast after the show. And quite a number of the files that you see as you log on to livinlargelarry.com, you'll see the video, but you won't hear the audio. Those files are now corrupt. So we apologize for that, but I think we have it handled now. And moving forward, beginning with today's show, you'll be able to hear the audio and see the video on the podcast through YouTube, all accessed through livinlargelarry.com. So we appreciate your patience. And the Billings Morning News.
The Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com. It is brought to you by the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football, usually Saturday afternoons, and the home games in Billings at Dayless Wendy's Field. The Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football, XTREME, BillingsExtreme.com. Long-term U.S. mortgage rates fell this week following the Federal Reserve's decision not to raise its benchmark interest rate. The decline put long-term mortgage rates near their lowest level for the year, offering an inducement to prospective home buyers during the spring buying season. The average rate on a 15-year fixed-rate mortgages slipped to 2.86% from 2.89% last week. An environmental group is asking a federal judge to halt a United States government program that allows the export of tens of thousands of bobcat pelts and a small number of gray wolf pelts for sale on the international fur market. Attorneys for Wild Earth Guardians said earlier in the week the little-known export program shouldn't be allowed to continue without a study of its effects on wildlife populations. The group filed a lawsuit in federal court in Missoula challenging the program. A federal judge in Oregon says a massive habitat restoration effort doesn't do enough to improve Northwest salmon runs. The ruling Wednesday was a big victory for conservationists and fishing advocates who hope to someday see 4 dams on the Snake River breached to open the river for salmon. The state's crumbling roads and sewers and other infrastructure are becoming a central focus in the Montana's governor race. In a Capitol News conference, Republican Greg Gianforte blamed Governor Steve Bullock for not coming up with funding to pay for the state's infrastructure needs. Meanwhile, Bullock traveled to Butte to continue pitching a $200 million plan he unveiled last week. Both sides say funding infrastructure projects will be a top priority. The Montana Supreme Court has ordered a hearing to determine if a judge should have disqualified himself from a case in which he approved a $10 million settlement to be paid by an insurance company without the company's input. At about the same time, District Judge George Jerry Huss had agreed to settle a personal sexual harassment claim as long as his former court reporter collected the settlement from the state. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials have released a draft of the grizzly bear hunting regulations they hope to implement if the federal government is successful in removing Endangered Species Act protections from the bears. The Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission will hear the proposal at its next meeting next week and will take an initial vote. If approved, it will then be open for public comment. Advocates seeking equal rights for deaf people carried signs around the state capitol on Wednesday. They called for Montana to do better when it comes to the hearing impaired, giving the state an F for its efforts. The Montana 4-H Center for Youth Development has suspended the Silver Bow County 4-H Council Advisory Board for allegedly failing to follow policies and procedures. The center traditionally coordinates with local 4-H clubs across Montana, prep club members, to show livestock at local summer fairs and auctions, among other projects. Governor Steve Bullock and his wife, Lisa, earned $157,202 in 2014, according to their tax return released on Wednesday. They have given to several charitable foundations in Helena and Missoula in the past 10 years. In sports, the Cleveland Cavaliers enjoyed a 2-0 lead in the NBA's Eastern Conference semifinals after setting a pair of three-point records in a 123-98 pounding of Atlanta. The Arizona Coyotes are about to make a 26-year-old named John Chayka the youngest general manager in NHL history. Chayka co-founded hockey analytics firm Stathletes in 2009 and served as director of hockey operations before being hired as Arizona's assistant GM under Don Maloney prior to last season. Maloney spent 9 seasons as GM before he was let go last month. And Nyquist has drawn the number 13 post for Saturday's Kentucky Derby after being made the early 3-1 favorite to win the 142nd Run for the Roses. Exaggerator is the second choice at 8-1 and drew the number 11 post for the 1.25-mile race on Saturday at Churchill Downs. Creator Gun Runner and Mo Heyman are the co-third choices at 10-1. Kentucky Derby Saturday afternoon. And that's the Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com, brought to you by the Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football in Billings at Dalis Wendy's Field. BillingsExtreme.com. It's spelled Xtreme. You'll find them on Facebook, too.
Have our complete forecast on the way. Meantime, all kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com, starting out at 56 degrees, a warm, smoky, hazy morning. And if you're just getting up or getting out to get the paper or whatever the case may be, smoky haze likely coming from the Alberta, Canada fire that was apparently human-caused. There was apparently no lightning strikes in the area of a day and a half ago or so, and major evacuations as well. So the smoky haze over Billings, Montana, likely from Alberta, Canada. So take precautions. Live and Large Larry live and livinlargelarry.com for the show here in Billings, Montana, from the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. Our detailed weather forecast and more of the Billings Morning News coming up. Also, it's Interview Friday. We'll talk to Dan Vanek, 4-H expert, and how he's going to help the kids out at Saturday's 4-H Appreciation Day in Billings over at Shipton's Big R West in Billings. A talk with Dan, a revisit to talk with Dan coming up. Also, I'll have the road closures for the Montana Women's Run, which is Saturday morning in downtown Billings, and I'll have you all set to go for where not to go for the Montana Women's Run, to park your vehicle for the run, and a few other details in the public service, courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. It's on the way. Carrie's Massage Therapy has grown out of her current location. She's in a brand new location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy. And we talked briefly about teasing you about some of the specials the month of May here. Up until May 13th, $40 for a 1-hour Swedish-style massage, and that's regularly $60 at Carrie's Massage Therapy. $50 for every 1-hour deep tissue massage, and that's regularly priced at $70, discounted through the middle of May at Carrie's Massage Therapy. 406-702-0737. Walk-ins taken. You can call for an appointment. Again, 702-0737, 928 Broadwater, Suite 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy, Swedish-style deep tissue and hot stone massages. From the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana, livinlargelarry.com for the show, and online for audio and video components at livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds and Billings. Temperature check, and 55 now from last couple of days in the 80s in Billings. Going to cool way down between now and for the weekend, even into the first part of next week. Our complete forecast 3 days ahead, 3 to 5 days ahead at livinlargelarry.com. Just click on the weather tab at the homepage of our website. So the meteor showers on Thursday nights. Any good views? With all the smoke in the air, the haze caused from the Alberta, Canada fire, that province burning up. and probably not a very good view. If you had a good view, I'd love to hear about it. You can comment on our Facebook fan page, facebook.com LLL3Live, or just search out Livin Large Larry on Facebook. All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com for a variety of blinds, vertical blinds, the Roman shades, the mini blinds, and ask about repair as well. All kinds of blinds and window film for security, all kinds of blinds mt.com. No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values coupon magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical couponing. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com.
The man with the most energy in radio commercials ever, it's Jay Johansson, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue.
655-3668, Larry. And I tell you what, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
And, you've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're not number two. We're the number one shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how your feet feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah, Jay,
I'm going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah, crazy.
And I'm not going to ask somebody their shoe size. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use the footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And then not only that, Livin Large Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue, Billings, the Athlete's Foot.
Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. And glad you're here, livinlargelarry.com. And all the shows from this week, this being Friday, all the shows will be, if you will, glued together for one gigantic weekend podcast for you. You can access through livinlargelarry.com. And keep in mind, we do loop the show all day, every day, on the TuneIn smartphone app, as well as all the components, audio and video, at our website, livinlargelarry.com. Meantime, good to have you along with us. Appreciate your loyalty all over the world, not just the U.S. and Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, but literally all over the world. Germany, Japan. We have streamers from the Bahamas. Live in the Bahamas all year round. It must be nice. If you missed the visit we had with Mayor Tom Hannell, City of Billings Mayor Call, replay coming up. livinlargelarry.com.
Livin Large Larry Live.
Replay segments on the show all week, presented to you by Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, across from the pub station, Keystone Mortgage.
All right, Mayor Tom Hannell with this, City of Billings, and Mayor Call. And good morning, Mayor Tom Hannell. How are things?
I'm doing great, Livin Large. How are you today?
Yeah, busy week. It was an election night on Tuesday. And I'll be honest, I was shocked the levies and SD2 did not go through. I know Terry Bauk, SD2 superintendent, was a little bit shocked as well, it seemed like. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, Larry, I was worried, I will admit. And for obvious reasons, it's an election year. That's always makes things a little difficult and a lot of controversy stirring. But at the same time, you know, it's sad, it's disappointing what is there for the children to better our community. We had an opportunity and we passed up on that. But may I say this, that, you know, School District 2 has come through with each and every promise they've made. The monies that we have granted them previously has been spent very wisely. They've spent it locally. They've stayed under budget to the tune of $500,000 on the current construction of the middle school. So, you know, it's disappointing. They've done everything they said they would do. They've delivered, and we did not deliver to them. It's all about the children. And, you know, I hear a lot of people say the dollars is just too much or taxes are too high. And you think about it, you go to lunch once a month, maybe, and that more than pays for what would have been the tax increase to help these schools with the needs. So it's unfortunate, but I have faith in School District 2. They'll regroup. They'll make the best of what they have, and we will proceed, and they'll deliver a fine product, I'm sure.
And get back to the drawing board as well. But some more of the numbers. Overall, more than 35,000 ballots cast, a turnout of more than 60%. That's not too bad of numbers, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It's not at all, Larry. And that's another factor. You know, the support was there. The people got out and voted. It was a narrow margin, but so be it. That's where it shook out. And, you know, we've all faced disappointments before. It certainly won't be the last time. As I say, School District 2 has done a great job, and they'll pick up the pieces and they'll move on.
Yep. And
so they'll do fine.
Yeah, it gets tough once in a while. So the city of Billings plans to spend about $329.6 million. What's with the deficit in that?
Well, Larry, what it is we have projected deficits. So consequently, you can have an estimated revenue, but you know that your estimated costs are going to be higher. And those projects are out there, and they're not today, they're not tomorrow. They're projects we're looking at in future years. So we have to show those costs through our accounting process lawfully. So it looks a little awkward. This is a normal thing each and every budget session. It's nothing unusual. And we're balancing that budget, we will, with a minimal increase, primarily due to the charter, which means that we cannot raise taxes without voter approval. So we're going to remain as we have with a 0% operating and maintenance cost. The only costs we're looking at for increases, of course, are for our usual, and that is employee costs, salaries, benefits, and, of course, the increase in maintenance of equipment, and that's something that's just unavoidable.
Planned capital improvements, is that what the money goes to?
Exactly. And it makes it look, as I say, it looks a little awkward. Okay, well, you have X amount of revenue coming in, but you have more than that in expenses going out. But those are projected. Those are proposed costs for future projects that have not been accomplished yet. So, but we must show that. We can't certainly must disclose those numbers. It's part of transparency, and it's also required by law.
Ongoing dialogue and conversation with Billings Police Department Chief Rich St. John, talking about staffing problems as the police force's most pressing issue at the moment.
It sure is. And, you know, Larry, we had quite a discussion about staffing Monday evening at the council meeting. And, you know, I was there to remind the council that, as I recall, 40 years ago when I started with the police department, we had a shortage of officers at that time. And we have a shortage today, and my prediction is that we'll have a shortage 10, 20 years from now. That problem's never going to go away. What it amounts to is that we've had some unexpected vacancies. We've had a couple of retirees. We've had a death, as you know, another officer removed from the department. Those were changes we were not expecting, and consequently it put us in a situation where it was shorter than we had expected to be. And then also, we're having a difficult time, and I would plead with the public, anyone that has any interest and feels they're qualified, attracting qualified applicants for the police department. We invite anyone that's interested to get on the city's website, call our Human Resource Department, and inquire, because if you're looking for a good job with a good salary, good benefits, and a very rewarding in many ways, law enforcement's a great career, and we are in the market looking for police officers.
Now, back when you were part of the Billings Police Department, what was that the same challenge back when you were an officer? Is the staffing issues? And when was that? When were you a police officer in Billings?
Well, Larry, I started as a patrolman 40 years ago this year.
Wow, jeez.
And at that time, Billings was, as you may recall or have heard, about half the size what it is today. And did we have staffing issues then? Yes, we did. We had crime back then, as we do today. It's just been a change in the types of crimes and our responses. Back then, we responded to everything. If it was a bicycle theft, it was a theft from your yard, a broken window in your vehicle, things such as that, we would respond. Anything of property damage and value of $500 or more was considered a felony. Today, if you should happen to wake up and see the vehicles broken in your vehicle or a bicycle missing from your yard, we have volunteers that simply take a report many times over the phone or over the internet, and we do not respond to those. We simply are focused on the more serious offenses, crimes against persons, and more serious in nature. So the calls are still there. The types of calls has caused us to respond to as I say, the more priority calls. So same problem as just a few years later. It's never going to go away.
Right.
Billings is growing, and that's a good thing. But with that growth does come pains, and that's normal for any city. Be it that it's an attractive place to live, great quality of life. We're very proud of that, and other people have noticed it, and they are moving into our city, and we need to take care of them. That's part of public service. And there's going to be, difficult situations along the way. You just do the best you can and manage it to the best of your ability.
So I see this is good news. Governor Steve Bullock just this week announced that Billings is the first area in the country to be redesignated as meeting national air quality standards for sulfur dioxide.
That is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
That is, being very familiar with that process and having read a lot of the documents related to it, it was very disappointing, embarrassing, if you wish. And we certainly care about the citizens. We don't want to be known as an area that doesn't have clean, healthy air to breathe. And so this is huge. And to be recognized by the governor, I'm very appreciative. That's a plus for the city of Billings. Some controversy along the way. There's always going to be that discussion of regulations, government-bound regulations that have put us in that situation. That's certainly a matter for discussion and argument, however you wish. But just the same, put that behind us. We've accomplished the goal that was before us, and I'm very pleased.
And we just move on. And lots of information. Mayor Tom Hannell, City of Billings, and that is Mayor Call. And we appreciate your time, sir. We'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Maybe a little bit of moisture coming our way, but that's a good thing. We've had a couple dry days, warm days, so have a great day. And as I always say, hello to your lovely wife, Carrie.
And best to Robin. Thanks, Mayor Hannell. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Mayor Call from the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. Mayor Tom Hannell, City of Billings. And thank you for carving out some time and joining us on the stream at livinlargelarry.com worldwide. The Redline Computer Studios here. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com and 55, mainly in the 60s for about 5 days running here in Billings, Montana. livinlargelarry.com, an expanded look at the forecast. You'll see the weather tab at the homepage and our detailed forecast on the show. It's coming up here in more of the Billings Morning News. Revisit segments on the show from Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings. Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage, downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage. Talk with Dan Vanek, 4-H experts. It's 4-H Appreciation Day for the kids in Billings on Saturday at Shipton's Big R West Billings, off of Gable Road. That's coming up in just a minute or so. Meantime, what's going on around town? The Montana Women's Run, the biggest run in the region, downtown Billings tomorrow. What is going on is brought to you by Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspection, always giving back to the community. BighornInspection.com. Thousands of runners will take to the streets of downtown Billings on Saturday mornings, part of the 35th annual Montana Women's Run. Along with the race, there'll be road closures and no parking zones. And at KTVQ.com, there's a pretty good outline as to where to stay away from early tomorrow morning with regards to the Montana Women's Run. Race coordinators encourage you to arrive in downtown Billings really early to find parking. I'm talking like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. The start line is near 25th Street and 2nd Avenue North, so that'll be closed. You'll run or walk, whatever you choose to do in the Montana Women's Run. You'll travel up 2nd Avenue North to North 10th Street and cross over onto 3rd Avenue North and then cross over onto Clark Avenue as well and come down. All those streets that we just mentioned, 2nd Avenue North, 10th Street North, and 3rd Avenue North, and Clark will also be closed as part of the closures early on Saturday morning. You'll run then from 7th Street West onto Yellowstone Avenue and then back onto 2nd Avenue North to the finish line, which ends at about North 30th Street. So all those streets and avenues we've discussed here will be closed again early on Saturday morning. The road crews will be working most of the overnight to make those road closures happen. So keep that in mind. If you're going to drive downtown and park somewhere, then you have to get down there early and use the parking garage, or simply just ride your bike or walk or run. Closure of the streets in and around the route will close beginning at about 5 Saturday and set to reopen at around noon or so. No parking zones will be enforced along part of the route as well. And just so you know, parking garages and the meters are free on the weekends. So 4:30 or 5 tomorrow morning, if you want to park your car downtown, you certainly can do that. Also, what's going on around town from the Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. It is the annual Postal Services Hunger Food Drive. Leave a sack or a bag of non-perishable goods by your mailbox for Saturday, and upon your mail delivery, those will be swept up by the Postal Service. The Hunger Food Drive, that is coming up on Saturday. And also Friday, today, May 6th, the new exhibition, Bitter Pill, Montana Lives Affected by RX Abuse, will open at the Billings Public Library. Attorney General Tim Fox will be joined on Friday by DEA Special Agent in Charge Barbara Roche and others for a panel discussion from 1 to 3 this afternoon, Friday afternoon, and the opening reception from 4 to 9 p.m. The public is invited to this exhibition, Bitter Pill, Montana Lives Affected by Prescription Drug Abuse. That's at the Billings Public Library. In a snapshot, that is what's going on around town, around Billings and surrounding towns, brought to you each time we do this from Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. 4-H expert Dan Vanek and livinlargelarry.com, the Redline Computer Studios here in West Billings.
Dan Vanek with us and lives in Salacia and is a avid 4-H. I'm going to call you a 4-H expert, but Dan, you're going to join us at Shipton's Big R West for our big 4-H Appreciation Day coming up this coming Saturday. I'm not sure, Dan, if you saw the chore list that they have you doing.
I got a pretty good idea of it. I do quite a bit with the Kyle the Savior, Greg's stepson and stuff. We did it 2 years ago. I went in there and did a whole clinic for Shipton's there. I'll come in and do a daily deal of what we do with the show cattle at home on the beef cattle end of it, from washing, products we use in the hair, blowing using with the blow dryer and brushes and stuff. That's going to be a big thing for a lot of the kids, to get the understanding of. We're going to go into clipping the cattle for the fair, go over some brief stuff on that. And the thing I really stress for the 4-H kids on it is show day stuff, from showmanship to, using the correct products on show day and how to get the cattle to look their top notch.
Looking forward to a fantastic day with the 4-H kids. And it really is all about the 4-H. It's a 4-H Appreciation Day. And we plan on having a whole bunch of kids and experts like yourself there. But I mentioned that chore list that Shipton's Big R West has you lined up on. And it sounds like you're spot on. We can't wait to watch you do your work with some efficiency. Talk about yourself a little bit. You come from a 4-H family, don't you?
Yeah, we've been doing this. I'm one of the 6 kids of the family. Dad used to sell steer calves back started in the 70s down into California. I've been showing cattle since I've been 4 years old, competed all across Montana. We take show cattle now from Nile here in October down to the Denver National Western Stock Show in Denver in January, Black Hills Stock Show and stuff. All through 4-H, it allowed me to have a career in agriculture.
And it sounds like you have some ideas on and some tips of the trade, so to speak, on how to actually sell show steers to local 4-H kids and how to buy a good calf.
We have our own 4-H steer sale every fall. We call it Vanek Club Calf Sale. It takes place every September. We really stress, we have the calves halter rope ready to go for the kid. When the kids that buy steers from us, we try to stay involved in their project, because a little bit of guidance goes a long ways. I had guidance from my dad and other people helping us through the years. And, you don't excel without a team.
Now, you're giving back, and that's pretty cool to see Dan Vanek with this. And we're looking forward to your visit with us in Billings at Shipton's Big R West out there on Gable. Our live broadcast here on KGHL is from 11 to 2, but I know the happenings begin at 10, run all day at Shipton's Big R West with some good food. And that, Dan Vanek, thanks for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Hope to see everybody Saturday.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Retired Alan West, Executive Director of the National Center for Policy Analysis. I'll be speaking at the Yellowstone County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on May the 19th, and you're invited to come. Now more than ever, our country stands at a critical juncture. I'll be talking about how the decisions we make and actions we take now will decide what kind of America we leave to our children. You can get tickets at YellowstoneGOP.org. And I'll see you there.
It'll be a lot cooler on Friday compared to earlier in the week. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings, locally owned, and across from Shopko. 5 to 8 p.m. weekday happy hour. Each sandwich $5 at Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko in Billings. Mainly in the 60s and 70s for the next several days. For daytime highs, chance of showers, maybe some afternoon thunderstorms, off and on for the weekend, and the smoke-filled air likely coming from the fire in Alberta, Canada. And then ahead for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it looks to be in the 60s. Complete forecast 3 to 5 days ahead at livinlargelarry.com. Click on the weather tab at the homepage. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopko, locally owned. And happy hour 5 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. All sandwiches are $5. Delivery as well, even up to one sandwich. Ask about graduation parties coming up too with Top Sandwich Company. If you are interested in real estate, learning the current value of your home or property, then call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers, 406-690-5902.
Jay Johansson with us, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue in Billings. The Athlete's Foot, Jay.
Livin' Large Larry, the best on the radio. We also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
Yeah, I know. No, that's cool. I was announcing the Billings Wolves on field the other night, and two young adults says, "Hey, cool Jordans. Where can I go to get those?" I said, "Jay, the Athlete's Foot in Billings is the Jordan King."
Oh, yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I was just telling another one of your friends that not only we're a hip store that services the community. You got that?
Yeah.
We're a hip, family-owned shoe store that if you just need great shoes, come see us. If you need the best shoes, come see us. If you need the shoes no one else has, and I'm talking no one Livin' Large Larry, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking no one in Billings. I'm talking no one in Denver. No one in Minneapolis. No one in Seattle. We got it because my big brother, my owner, Intersport, check them out, largest sporting good company store in the world. They just happen to be out of Europe. Believe it or not, this planet is big. Check them out, Intersport. They got us the account. We're number one.
I wear the books. I wear the Jordan. My family shops the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Livin' Large Larry, keep it up. Go Billings Wolves. Love it that we got that football back in town. You need great shoes, you know where to come. 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot.
And the Athlete's Foot on Facebook, too. Don't forget about Facebook. The Athlete's Foot on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
We're broadcasting from the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana. You're streaming us at livinlargelarry.com. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate that. There's never a G on Livin when you log on, by the way. I should buy the livinglargelarry.com domain as well, but in any event, it's livinlargelarry.com. Weather and details on the Billings Morning News. We'll have another Billings Morning Newscast coming up from the Redline Computer Studios. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com. Get your new blind for spring and summer with Bobby Gray and his crew. All kinds of blinds. Quickie temperature check in 56, 60s for the next 3 to 5 days anyway, and off and on some showers, some thunderstorms as well. Detailed forecast 5 days ahead at livinlargelarry.com. The smoke over Billings, Montana, it's as if the fire was in our backyard. There is quite a wildfire in Alberta, Canada, and that province actually is being evacuated as we speak. Likely human-caused. Meteorologists did some research on it. There were no lightning strikes in the area of about a day ago, and it is smoky and hazy, and you can really smell it in Billings, Montana. So take precautions if you work outdoors today in Billings. It's pretty thick. It's as if the fire was in our own backyard here in Billings, but it's the haze you see and smell is most likely coming from Alberta. The exact scale of the damage is difficult to assess. I'm getting this from BBC.com, the British broadcasting company, BBC.com. Officials have given just a few details other than to report that 1,600 homes and counting and other buildings have been destroyed so far. There are some pretty harsh images at BBC.com, and if you Google searched out Alberta, Canada fire, you'd be amazed at the images that come up. It's as if it's like a war zone. But cars and buildings and homes and lives have been affected by the Alberta, Canada fire. We're getting a smoky haze from it. And as of last count, about 80,000 have evacuated Alberta as we speak. 80,000. That's almost, not quite the entire population of Billings, Montana, minus Billings Heights. So it's a pretty bad wildfire, and again, likely human-caused. Carrie's been doing massage therapy for years now. She's branched out. Her business has grown into her own location now. It's Carrie's Massage Therapy, 928 Broadwater, suite number 203. Carrie's Massage Therapy, and there's time slots in 90 minutes, 60-minute time slots, 30-minute time slots, and she'll also do prenatal massages and labor massage coaching as well. Carrie's Massage Therapy. Here's one for the lunch hour. You got 15 minutes to spare over lunch. How about a massage? $1 per minute you're in the chair. I don't think anybody in town offers that consistently. Give that a try through Carrie's Massage Therapy. Listen for the May special coming up soon with Carrie's Massage Therapy. Again, new location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 203, 406-702-0737. Audio and video components for the show. We're live on YouTube each morning. That becomes a YouTube podcast. Also on the TuneIn smartphone app, and all accessed through livinlargelarry.com. Again, I apologize that we had some YouTube challenges and difficulties off and on the last probably 7 or 8 shows, and I apologize for that. We had great video of us on the show, but the audio during the podcast was not heard, and those files are now corrupt. Again, I apologize for that. Our engineering crew, led by Dustin Baker from Redline Computers, has fixed the problem, and we should be good to go. So when you log on and click on a YouTube video podcast beginning today, moving forward, you get audio and video. So again, sorry about the challenges the last several shows. We were on air, but just couldn't hear the audio during the podcast. The live portion was fine. What's going on around town? Brought to you by Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com, petrochemical and refinery inspection, bighorninspection.com. Ray Massey from Metro Park Marketing and Sales sent me an email this morning. They're excited about Montana Fair already coming up in August in Billings. Montana Fair individual night show tickets go on sale Friday morning, 10 a.m., Metro Park box office, and online at metropark.com or montanafair.com. Guests will be able to buy tickets to see any of the shows, including Jason Derulo, world-class comedian Fluffy, or Gabriel Iglesias, and rock bands Three Doors Down and Theory of a Dead Man. Those tickets go on sale Friday morning, 10 a.m. The concert tickets prices range from $30 to $50 and include a reserved seat and admission to the fair. Montana Fair's PRC Rodeo, the Yellowstone River Roundup, goes on sale Friday, too. This PRC event is listed as one of the top 40 rodeos in the U.S. 3 nights of rodeo action on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of Montana Fair, August 18th, 19th, and 20th, will happen in the grandstands at Metro Park. Another popular Montana Fair attraction, Supercross, back from Montana Fair in August, goes on sale with the other events on Friday as well. From the littlest to the biggest bikes, Montana Fair Supercross is one of the best attended shows every year in the grandstand. So get your tickets for all these events. Look ahead to Montana Fair in August. Information at montanafair.com. By the way, PRC Rodeo and Supercross tickets range between $14 and $28. Get the Value Pass. That gets you into the gates of Montana Fair and to all the shows as well. Montana Fair, the Value Pass. Ask for that by name at Metro Park's box office. That's the best value, has been for years at Montana Fair. So thanks to Ray Massey, Marketing and Sales at Metro Park for sliding this information our way. We appreciate that here as we broadcast Livin Large Larry live at livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Quick weather check. Hazy smoke from Alberta is what you're seeing and smelling and feeling this morning in Billings, Montana. 55 now, 60s for the next 3 to 5 days. Couponing is back, and how would you like to look at a coupon magazine that's larger than the palm of your hands? Real-sized Hometown Values coupon magazine. There's one built and issue out for your area in and around Billings and Laurel. Hometown Values, shop the original. Inside, practical couponing. Hometown Values, and log on to myhometownvalues.com. Check out the new Heights issue of Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry live.
We hang out at the Redline Computer Studios across from Goodwill, King and 29th West Billings, Montana, each morning on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app. TuneIn loops 24/7 for you, and the YouTube becomes a podcast, all available through livinlargelarry.com. Glad you're here. Streaming us worldwide. Here, we even have Canadian listeners, streamers, listening about Alberta essentially burning up. The haze over Billings likely is from the Alberta fire. Did some Google research on that. Alberta, if you drive, is like 850 miles away, and that smoke and haze has drifted all that way in the past 14 to 20 hours here over Billings, Montana.
The Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com is brought to you by the new semi-pro football team this spring and summer in Billings. Billings Extreme, XTREME, BillingsExtreme.com. This morning, Montana says goodbye to former United States Senator Conrad Burns. The funeral is scheduled for 11 a.m. at Rimrock Auto Arena at Metro Park in Billings. And by the way, we use KTVQ.com, Color8.com, and the Billings Gazette, at times Ed Kimmick's Last Best News. But KTVQ will provide a live stream of the funeral starting at 11 a.m. I believe Color8 was doing the same thing. Again, that's 11 a.m., Conrad Burns Memorial at Rimrock Auto Arena at Metro Park this morning. Early Thursday morning, the 2016 law enforcement torch run took off, running and riding bikes. Started from the federal courthouse in downtown Billings. Their end destination, Big Timber. It's about a 90-mile journey. Their mission is to raise funds and awareness for the Special Olympics movement worldwide. And when they got to Big Timber by about 4 yesterday afternoon, they kicked off the Special Olympics Golf Scramble in Big Timber. The Montana Department of Transportation announced the launch of a long-range planning effort called Plan MT. It's a call for Montanans to voice their opinions about the priorities of infrastructure needs in our state of Montana. According to the Department of Transportation, the Treasure State has less than a third of the highway money the state's expected to need to cover the projected $15.8 billion in transportation costs over the next decade. Montanans have the opportunity to voice their opinions. Infrastructure has been a big issue in the run for Montana governor between Bullock and Gianforte. Visit tranplanmt.metroquest.com to take the online survey. The survey is available until the first week of August. Great Falls police arrested 2 men after nearly a pound of marijuana was found inside a tire that they had repaired. Austin Cadler and Gabriel Caldwell are both charged with felony criminal possession of dangerous drugs with intent to distribute. Prosecutors requested a bond of $2,500 for each. According to court documents, employees of Tiorama in Great Falls called police after finding a large quantity of marijuana inside of a tire they were repairing. And prior to officers arriving, Caldwell took the tire and put it in the back of his pickup truck, being driven by Calder. Both Caldwell and Calder consented to searches of their vehicles, and they're now in jail. Donald Dubray, who was convicted in 1999 for murdering Suzette Pritchard in Great Falls, has died in the Montana State Prison, Deer Lodge. He died on Wednesday. In October of '86, Pritchard was stabbed several times while she was working at a convenience store on 10th Avenue South in Great Falls. Dubray took $300 during that crime. The case went unsolved for more than a decade. It was reopened in 1997, and detectives zeroed in on Dubray, who was then serving a federal prison sentence for rape. He was later convicted of Pritchard's murder and sentenced to 150 years without parole. He has died in prison in Deer Lodge. And Billings on Thursday made it to the Sweet 16 in the contest for the designation of Best Town in America in the latest round of voting on Outside Magazine's online competition. Billings beat out Leavenworth, Washington for a chance at the top spot. The polling began with 64 contenders. Billings was right behind in the race with Leavenworth on Wednesday, but pulled out a surprise win. Billings is now going up against Boise, Idaho, which has a population double the size of the Magic City. Voting for this next round concludes next week on May 10th. You can vote by visiting the Outside Magazine webpage. There's a link to that at ktvq.com. Billings could be America's best town with your vote, so vote online. Again, there's a link at ktvq.com. Our Billings Morning News at livinlargelarry.com. Brought to you by Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football in Billings this spring and summer over at Dalis Wendy's Field. BillingsExtreme.com, also on Facebook. Extreme is Xtreme.
Search out the new football league in Billings. Remember the Laurel Loco Express from the RMFL League last year, the year before? Now moved to Billings, renamed, rebranded the Billings Extreme with Ken Blankenship, and he has a season lined up, and they'll play home games at Dalis Stadium, a great family fun-filled events. Check out the new Extreme Football Extreme, the Billings Extreme, Xtreme. You can search them out on Facebook. Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Outdoor Football in Billings, the Billings Wolves, the IFL Indoor Football League on the road. Tomorrow night, Saturday nights, Spokane Empire, the Billings Wolves and the IFL.
Call or email your Livin Large Larry Live show ideas. Larry at livinlargelarry.com and 1-888-858-1408.
Tumbleweed's first ever golf scramble. Tumbleweed in Billings for teens. Tumbleweed's first golf scramble's coming up on May 20th. And the first deadline for teams to enter is actually Friday. Today, May 6th. Tumbleweed Scramble. We'll talk with Kerry Wigney. She'll give us the insight on that coming up in a few minutes here. LivinLargeLarry.com. From the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, or across the street from Goodwill. And all kinds of blinds in Billings. Temp check in 55. Smoky haze from that Alberta, Canada fire over Billings, Montana this morning. 60s for highs for the most part for the next 3 to 5 days. Complete forecast. It'll be a lot cooler on Friday compared to earlier in the week. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings, locally owned, and across from Shopko. 5 to 8 p.m. weekday happy hour. Eat sandwich $5 at Top Sandwich Company. Across from Shopko and Billings, mainly in the 60s and 70s for the next several days, For daytime highs, a chance of showers, maybe some afternoon thunderstorms, off and on for the weekend. And the smoke-filled air likely coming from the fire in Alberta, Canada. And then ahead for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it looks to be in the 60s. Complete forecast 3 to 5 days ahead at livinlargelarry.com. Click on the weather tab at the homepage. Forecast from Top Sandwich Company in Billings across from Shopco, locally owned. And happy hour 5 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. All sandwiches are $5. Delivery as well, even up to one sandwich. Ask about graduation parties coming up too with Top Sandwich Company. Truly trained barbers, the experts at hair. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in the Heights. I've used Austin as my barber at Jim and Austin's Barbershop for about 5 years now. The best $10 haircut ever. And 10 minutes, $10 in and out. You can even get your haircut over your lunch hour. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. Find them on Facebook. And proud sponsors of the 2016 Billings Wolves. Fitness is found in many things. Working out also through cryotherapy. N2 Cryotherapy in Billings since last July, and the business has really expanded. Talked to Cindy Graff and her crew at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, and n2cryo.com for details. A little history about what cryotherapy is, how it'll help you, and right now she's got a great contingent of athletes, and we're talking from middle school to high school to the professional ranks as well. Ask her about it. N2 Cryotherapy, and ask for the introductory offer as well. N2cryo.com. You can set up an appointment online as well. Our replay sponsor on Livin Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number. You're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Kerry Rigney joining us, Development Director for Tumbleweed here in Billings. And for those who don't know, and for those who do know about Tumbleweed, give us the short version of what Tumbleweed is and how it helps our community here around Billings. Kerry Rigney.
Hello. So Tumbleweed is a nonprofit organization here in town, and we service ages 10 years old all the way to 24 years old. And the types of youth that come to Tumbleweed for support are at-risk, homeless, and runaways. In 2015, over 800 kids reached out for support from Tumbleweed, which is really sad because a lot of these kids are trying to raise themselves and actually survive in Billings, Montana. We have lots of different programs, and if anyone wants to come down and get a tour from me, I love to give tours and talk about Tumbleweed. But some of the work that we do is we provide a safe place for these youth to go. We provide warm meals, clothing, food for wherever they're living or not living, and hygiene products. Most of these kids are homeless, and homeless can either mean homeless on the streets, bearing the environment 24/7, or they are homeless and couch surfing. So there's a lot of kids out there that need help.
Kerry Rigney with this Development Director of Tumbleweed. I saw a staggering statistic just the other day in the news, and I see it about this time every year. And that is, and these are just the homeless teens that are counted between, almost 700 to 800 homeless teens in Billings.
Correct. Yeah, like last year we had over 800 kids reach out, and those are the kids that know about Tumbleweed, that are aware of Tumbleweed, and then how many are out there that are embarrassed and don't want to ask for help. So there's probably a lot more out there than we think.
All right, so let's get to your event, and maybe we can bring out some more awareness about Tumbleweed, and that is your Tumbleweed Golf Scramble, your first one ever, right?
You know what? I love to golf, and when I was given an opportunity to do a golf tournament, I was like, let's do it. So we're having the Tumbleweed Scramble. It's going to be Friday, May 20th. I thought the golfers deserved a 3-day weekend, so we'll golf on Friday, and you can have Saturday and Sunday off. It's going to be Friday, May 20th at Lake Hills. We'll have registration at 11 and shotgun start at 12. Every hole will have prizes, and it'll just be a fun day. We'll be providing non-alcoholic beverages free of charge, and we'll be feeding everybody after they're done and just getting to know Tumbleweed. It's $150 for an individual, and we will put you on a team of 4, or it's $600 for a team, which is 4 people. And so we can only accept 30 teams, so I'm hoping that people will gather their teams together, and they can go on Facebook, just look up Tumbleweed, and the registration form is there. And we just want to get 30 teams, and so we can make some money for the youth that we are serving and continuing to do the good work that we do.
What a fun way to raise money for a great organization, Tumbleweed. We should let you know that Carrie Rigney's not as much of a golfer as she is a roller derby queen with the Billings Roller Derby Dames. Now, some might know your voice, but some might know your name when I say she's the Rigginator on the derby track.
I love when you say that, Livin Large.
What, the Rigginator?
The Rigginator, yep. So I roller derby, absolutely love it. It's my 6th year, and I've made a lot of great friends. We've helped out over 23 nonprofits in our last
Now, wait, including Tumbleweed before you started working there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I've been working. I worked at United Blood Services first, and Tumbleweed now, and I just want to help people that aren't as fortunate as me, and so I kind of pick those jobs. And roller derby lets me hit people, and I get to help out nonprofits.
Perfect. Well said. Carrie Rigney, Development Director for Tumbleweed. As always, it's always fun talking to you. Carrie Rigney, thank you.
Thank you.
If you have a chance this afternoon, weekday afternoons, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., I play disc jockey on Classic Country, the mighty 790 KGHL AM 790. Also now on 94.7 FM. Try to handle the haze, the smoke from the fire in Alberta over Billings, Montana over the weekend. And be productive. Have a great weekend. Podcast on YouTube at livinlargelarry.com from the Red Line Computer Studios. Coming up, I will see you around town.